Well, welcome to Triple D Hot Takes here live for a week. Uh, we'll see what we have for week number 10 on the Triple D Hot Takes with all these little guys over here. And that's Garrett Dietert and Kyle Dietert joining me. We're back here live on Wednesday night. So thank you for joining us, and we'll bring the guys in and we'll crank the music down. All right, Kyle, here we go. We get to start this thing off, and it looks like we're ready to rock and roll.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Exciting week 9, definitely for sure. A couple of heartbreakers, but you know how it was. Week 9 was definitely exciting. And yeah, what a week, really. Yeah, but the first game we could talk about is definitely Ole Miss and Oklahoma. Was definitely a nice battle, close battle throughout the whole game, really. It was really just a God, it was really just a good game, really, to watch, and I really enjoyed watching this one for sure. Gary, you got anything you want to say about this game?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good game, like you said. I think Ole Miss kind of took control of this game for a little bit, and I think Ole Miss kind of was, they were in control of this game a lot, but Oklahoma kept bouncing back, kept finding ways to make plays. I just think Ole Miss offense, like I said last week, was better than Oklahoma's defense and better than Oklahoma's offense, and scored a lot more points, obviously with 34-26. But no, fun game in the SEC. I mean, I think me and Dad called this last week, or I know I called this last
Yeah,
week.
you did. Yeah.
Norman's not an easy place to play at, but Ole Miss came in there, took care of business, bounced back from that loss against Georgia. So hats off to Ole Miss. It's a solid team. It's a solid looking team right now. They're definitely playing good football overall. So it'll be exciting to see how the weeks progress for Ole Miss. And Oklahoma
Oh yeah.
definitely doesn't have it any easier. I think Oklahoma's got the hardest remaining schedule out of anyone in the country right now. So yeah, it's looking rough for OU and OU fans.
yeah, I
But yeah, let's
yeah, I would
yeah,
say
go
that
ahead.
Oklahoma had their chance at one time. They took the lead, they just couldn't sustain it.
Yeah.
I mean, Ole Miss
But
was just
yeah,
too much. That's for sure. Yeah. So
let's jump to this South Florida Memphis game that happened last week, which was a huge game in my opinion. I mean, when you're talking about teams trying to fight for that final spot in the playoffs, the non-power 4 teams that they get one automatic bid that the committee decides on. And these are the two teams I thought have one of the best chances of getting in, and them playing last week in a close battle was a really good indicator that I think these two teams, might have a chance to compete with some of the big Power 4 teams. So yeah, what did you think, Kyle?
Oh yeah, I like both of these schools. Well, like Memphis has always been good last year. I feel like Memphis has always been up here, and they always lose like that one close game that they really needed to win though. But South Florida really has shown out this year, and they've improved tremendously with their whole team and everything. And it's been exciting to watch South Florida, and I'm surprised I got this game wrong though when I did my pick because South Florida, their quarterback has been looking really good, but not in this game. I for sure. Well, the last drive, I thought South Florida had the bag though. I was like, oh, Memphis is gonna let them just go down the field and score. I was like, they have plenty of time and they got this in the bag. And then ended up Memphis having a huge like God. I want to say they kicked a field goal at the end to win the game. I want to say, but they
Yeah.
may have been leading most of the game though. Too Memphis has been, but Memphis did
Yeah.
play at home, so it gave them the advantage definitely.
Yeah, because South Florida was winning almost this whole entire game. Like every time I was checking the score, South Florida was winning, and then Memphis ended up winning it there at the end. I think they scored like 17 unanswered points in the fourth quarter or something to come back, which is not the first time they've done that this year. Memphis finds ways to win, especially in the fourth quarter. They're a fourth quarter team, that's for sure. So hats off to Memphis. I mean that really put them in a very elite category of like these schools trying to get in that last playoff spot. I think they'll have Tulane coming up, which will be another school. And Navy's undefeated right now, so I got some tougher matchups in the future. So we'll see who comes out of this American Conference and who's got a chance of getting into the playoffs. Which my bet is that whoever wins the American Conference is going to have the best chance of getting in. So
Yeah, I
It'll be
believe you.
interesting. Yeah, South
Yeah,
Florida's a good team.
that's for sure.
They play really good football, so I like South Florida as well. But yeah, let's
Yeah.
go ahead and jump to this next game. It was a nail biter,
Oh
if you ask
God.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
and
talking about Mizzou.
the rankings there are from that week 9 rankings as we were
Yes.
coming
Yeah,
into
leading
that
into the
game.
games.
Yeah,
And their
Yeah,
record. I didn't change their records for the recap. Basically, their records are the same from last week.
yeah.
Or these, at least these games. Yeah, the recap. But yeah, no, Mizzou. You got Mizzou versus Vanderbilt. This game was definitely a defensive battle. Both defenses definitely stood out. It was back and forth really for the defenses. They were holding punters. Hey, the punters looked good this for that game, right? They really got to test the
heck
punt
yeah,
team. Punt team got a lot of playing time.
yeah,
A good defensive battle, though. Yeah, and
Yeah.
those keep you edge of the seat because you don't know who's going to score, right? And that it keeps you in the game because you're like, nah, I don't know how this is going to end, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
watch
no.
every second. I don't want to miss the big play.
Oh yeah, it was crazy to see Memphis get all the way down to, I think they were at the one and they couldn't just punch it in. I was kind of
oh,
sad about
Missouri,
that because
yeah,
like
Missouri, yeah,
I want to say they drove all the way down the field just to not score. Really, they might have had a couple
yeah, and I think,
penalties that helped them down the field, but I'm
and
pretty
I,
sure they drove down most of it.
yeah, and they were close multiple times of scoring. Missouri was, and they had every possibility. And yeah, I like how you said about these close defensive games. It was kind of like you make a play and then defense gets a stop. Someone makes a play, defense gets a stop. It's like, okay, who's going to finally break through and you know keep consecutive plays going, get a drive going, and then finally get in the end zone. And I think Vanderbilt was able to do that. Diego Pavia, another great week for him. I mean, maybe not statistically and everything, but they found a way to drive the ball down the field and score when they absolutely needed to, especially in the fourth quarter. So hats off to Vandy, man. Vandy's been playing really well, and I think they're a fourth quarter team, and they're strategically matching up well with a lot of these teams, playing really good defense, and then Pavia is making the plays on offense when they absolutely need
yeah,
to.
he
So
he gets them
big
fired
bounce
up.
back for him. Oh yeah,
Everybody
so
sees him
great
as
game
the
there.
next. Yeah, everybody sees him up in the ranking for Heisman right now, which I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know. He's
he's
in the
right there on the
mix.
border.
He's
Yeah,
in
he's
the
in the
mix,
mix.
but I still think there's a couple kids that are a little bit better though. Even though they've taken some losses this year, I feel like there definitely is some standouts out there.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and
Garrett,
a
you want
little
to lead
more
us with the next
consistent.
one, Mister Big Ten?
But Illinois Washington, this one was a surprise to me. Honestly, I thought Illinois was going to have a lot better team this week. I mean, after watching them and how they played against, I believe it was USC, getting that close win, and it looked like things were going up, like they were playing better. I mean, obviously Ohio State kind of destroyed them, but they scored some points against Ohio State defense, so that was a win. Washington didn't even score a touchdown against Ohio State, but Washington, they came back. They came firing this week. They played really well, especially offensively. Putting up 42 points against this Illinois defense, which isn't the best, but I thought Luke Allmeyer, the quarterback for Illinois, was going to have a little bit better of a game. But yeah, no, Illinois was very sluggish, didn't play well. And Washington's a tough place to play at home, that's for sure. And so hats off to Washington. They're playing well. That Big 12, I think they're, watching game day and everything, they're talking about this like Final Four spot because right now you got Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon, kind of the top three big dogs. And then there's that fourth spot that everyone's kind of trying to hover and trying to get into that might have a possibility of getting in the playoffs. So everybody's kind of trying to fight for that right now between like Washington, Michigan, SC, Nebraska, all of them. So it'll be interesting to see.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nah, this game
Anything you
definitely
like
came
there?
as a shocker. I want to say we all voted. I want to say we
Oh
all picked
yeah, we did.
Illinois,
Yeah, we all voted
and
for
like
Illinois.
this was the part in the video last week when we had the picks, and I sat here. I was like, I want to go with the upset, but I literally turned around and said, I'm going with the ranked team. But yeah, no, Washington
Yeah.
definitely came out. Hey, they came out fired up for this game. It seems like definitely, and being at home definitely helped them. And Illinois was probably not expecting it all. Like they came out definitely. Washington came out with
Right.
smash mouth football, baby.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the helmet stickers, Kyle. What do we got this week?
Yeah, yeah. No, we got. Well, I'll let Dad Dad, you could take the reins with this one
Oh
a
really?
little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, Messmaker was, doing a a phenomenal job against. Golly, who was it?
Charlotte.
Charlotte. That's right.
Charlotte, yeah.
And the thing about this guy, I mean, he goes 608 yards in the air with over 75% completion, with 4 touchdowns in that game, and Drew, he's got a little bit of a backstory with him. If you didn't know this, his last time he played football before coming to North Texas, not just playing football, he did play football in high school, but as a quarterback, he played only as a freshman on the freshman B team. And he did not play quarterback after that. He was a kicker, punter, and that's all he was. He came on as a walk-on with North Texas, was a backup last year as a true freshman, and they redshirted him. Now he's a redshirt freshman, and, poor North Texas, I don't think they'll see Drew next year because he's going to be moving on somewhere big, I think. And there's some teams right around the corner from him. Look at TCU, SMU. They're going to be looking for a quarterback soon. So, yeah.
Sure.
I mean, unless North Texas can, make an offer he can't refuse, I see him not staying around North Texas. But he's our player of the week. And, I mean, he's well deserving of it. With it's hard to throw football 608 yards just throwing it back and forth. Just throw back and forth, and, it's going to take a while before you get to 608 yards, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I was going to add about that is, I mean, it was a close game between Charlotte. It started off very close, especially in the beginning. And then North Texas ended up kind of running away with it. And I was watching a little bit, and I was really impressed with this offense. But the thing is, this North Texas team is really good this year.
Yeah.
And it's not just this game. Yeah, this game he put up 608 yards, which is phenomenal. But I think every game he's averaging over 400 passing yards. I mean, this offense for North Texas is going dumb right now.
Yeah.
I think their only slip up this year was to South Florida, which we know is a really good team in that conference. But North Texas is playing extremely good football, and that offense is putting up stupid numbers. So hats off to him and what he's been able to do this year. And someone that didn't even play quarterback as a high school varsity member, that's really impressive stuff.
All right, exactly. All right, and then Kyle, you're going to get us to the next guy.
Oh yeah, the defense player of the week. It was a hard choice for me. I looked at all the stats I could, and I was going through all the names, and this definitely really stood out because Houston did pull off an upset last week at home. So I went with Eddie Wallace, the senior from Houston, defensive lineman. He had a total of only 5 tackles. I understand that, but he did have 3 sacks, which you have 3 sacks, you're going to automatically have 3 tackles for a loss, really. But this kid definitely stood out to me.
Yeah, I mean, Houston's defense, with Willie Fritz over there as the head coach, has really stepped up their game. I mean, big time compared to the Houston teams we've known in the past. We know Houston more for offense than we do for defense. And this year, they have a good, solid defense. Go ahead, Garrett.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing. Yeah, no, this Houston defense was good. Kai said they were at home. But, they went to Arizona State. We're playing in the desert.
Yes.
And they were able to, and they were able to get the upset over Arizona State, which I thought was a huge win. I mean, this Houston team only has 1 loss right now, and that's against Texas Tech. They're rolling, man. They're killing it right now. Considering last year, I think they were one of the worst teams in the Big 12. So
yes, they lost to Rice last year.
Right now. Yeah, last year they were the worst. I think the worst team in the Big 12. But no, hats off to Coach Fritz. I mean, they're killing it. Getting a big time win at Arizona State is not easy. Tech couldn't even do it 2 weeks ago. But
and that's where their defense.
Houston defense.
That's where they stood out. And Eddie Wallace was a big part of that. I mean, he doesn't have huge numbers, but he had an impact on almost every play. If he doesn't get the sack, he causes Levitt to get out out of the pocket and scramble, and then the coverage was great, and it was total havoc in the backfield, and that's what I love to see. If you're a defensive coach,
Heck
calls havoc in the backfield, and that's what they did.
yeah. Yeah. Senior for the defense line, leads that defense line, so
Yeah.
that's off to him.
All right.
All right.
Moving
Keep
right
going.
along, and we'll get to
Heisman watch.
Heisman?
Heisman watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have that. Yeah. Well, let's see what we got here. Heisman.
I don't even
watch.
Yeah,
know.
what do you got?
I wonder who did the Heisman watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
All right.
just keeping you all updated, Dad. This is like probably got to be our favorite comment section, Dad, for
Yeah.
anybody out there to comment because they
Yeah.
love
We
telling
got
who should be on here and who's not, who shouldn't be.
Well, we got a couple of comments. We got a comment from Kaylee Dietert. She's, that crazy sister of yours, Gig'em. And then Miguel Braddock, he comes back with Hook'em. So that's the comments thus far on Facebook. All right.
Yeah,
So,
Miguel.
All right, Kyle, break us down.
yeah, we'll break it down.
Yeah,
and,
we got
and we'll
Julian
come back.
Satan, quarterback for Ohio State. Definitely, he had a bye week, so he doesn't have any stats. So I just left him there because we already know Ohio State's decent.
There we go. Now you're back.
Definitely. And then, because I don't know how they do the rankings or points for Heisman. I haven't really looked into that yet. I need to, but definitely after
Well,
a bye week,
it's
I
a
feel
voting
like
system.
I
Yeah.
feel like they move everybody up after a bye week, right? Or
Well, I
or
mean,
they usually leave them the same.
I mean, there's a certain amount of like former former Heisman's and coach and like different college football players and everything that vote on it, right, Dad?
Yeah, I
That
mean,
vote.
it's
Everybody has a
it's
certain number of votes they
certain
give in.
writers and such that come in and have the writers and those important people that have the sports writers have the vote, and only limited to so many votes, and that's how. But they poll the guys to kind of get an idea where they're at, but it's not for sure or not a done deal until the end of the season. So this is just like a voting poll that you take, where you see the polls for political candidates, and it's just a guess and just trying to get an idea, but it's not a final thing. So here, you have your Heisman's. Which one did you want to talk about first, Kyle?
Yeah, I was talking about Julian Satan. Yeah, we already talked
Okay.
about him. He had a bye week.
All right.
Next, we got Fernando Mendoza, quarterback for Illinois.
Indiana.
And then, yeah,
Indiana.
Indiana. Yeah, he only had 168 yards passing with 68.2 completion rate, with 3 total passing touchdowns, and then he had 45 rushing yards with 1 touchdown or 1 rushing touchdown. Then Ty Simpson, quarterback for Alabama. I really kept the list the same, really. So yeah, but their stats were definitely different because it's a new week. But yeah, so okay, Ty Simpson had 253 passing yards he had only 55.8 completion rate, which I don't think is nothing to brag about for this week, really. But he had 2 passing touchdowns, and then Marcel Reed, A&M quarterback, he definitely went off for rushing for sure, for running the ball and stuff. But he had 202 passing yards. Completion rate was only a 57.1, and then he didn't throw any touchdown, or he did throw 2 touchdown passes. Sorry, and then he had 108 rushing yards with 2 rushing touchdowns against LSU. And then Hayes King definitely went off. If I had an honorable mention, it would be Hayes King. He outstanding player this week. He had 304 passing yards with 80% or 80.6 completion rate, which is really good, with 3 passing touchdowns. And then he had a total of 91 rushing yards with 2 rushing touchdowns. So he had a total of 5 touchdowns in his whole last week, really. So Hayes King is getting up there. Like he's making his moves late for that Heisman, but he's pushing hard right now.
Well, I want to go back to Marcel Reed because, we have some Aggies out there. They're saying, gig 'em 8-0. That's Dustin Ronshausen that's up there saying that. And then Miguel says, love to all, but too many giggles in the chat. Kyle's wearing the right shirt. Yeah, that's Miguel.
Yes, sir.
But, Marcel Reed, I think, and I talked about it with a friend, Mike Butler, and we were talking about this, that, it almost looked like A&M had designed plays for Marcel Reed where it looked like a pass, and if either his first read's not there or his first read was to run if it opened up, and he did that against that man-to-man defense and scoring that 41-yard touchdown. If you watch that play, you go back and watch it, you can see that it looks like a pass, but I think I agree with Mike that I believe this was a design run, and he's doing a great job, Marcel Reed, of reading the defense. I think he's really turned it on to use his legs. He's not a very big guy at all. He weighs about the same as y'all two. I mean, y'all weigh about 180 or somewhere around there.
He's little.
But he's got the skills, and I'm really liking Marcel Reed.
Yeah, put some pads
I
on him.
mean,
I like all
I
five
agree.
of these guys, actually, but, I mean, he stands out to me as the one that's the most improved from the beginning of the season to where we're at now.
Yeah. And I really liked how you brought up about the man coverage because LSU was running tons of man coverage. And as soon as he recognized it was man coverage, he didn't have his first target. I mean, he was taken off, which was the right thing to do because, I mean, obviously
Right.
his legs, and he's an insane athlete. I'm a little worried about him in the passing game if I'm an A&M fan. But, I think him utilizing his legs and still throwing 202 yards in the air, great job. Yeah, hats off to A&M last week. I mean, they went dumb. I was very impressed. I mean, A&M's pretty legit this year. I mean, LSU, we all know they're kind of having a lot of internal problems, I believe, right now. And, they're looking rough. But going down into Death Valley and, taking care of business like they did was really impressive. And Ty Simpson, big win against South Carolina. Hayes King looked great. Obviously, like you said, Kyle, Haynes King is playing excellent football. So hats off to him at Georgia Tech. They keep rolling. And, I think the fun thing looking about this Heisman list, when you look at, we got the quarterback for Ohio State, who's ranked number 1, quarterback for Indiana, who's ranked number 2, Ty Simpson for Alabama, who's ranked 4, I believe, Marcel Reed, quarterback for A&M, ranked number 3, and then Hayes King, one of the last undefeated teams at Georgia Tech in the top 10. I think they're 6 or like 7 or 8 or something like that. So obviously these players are the best of the best because, they know how to win. They get the job done. They know how to win. They're playing extremely well football right now. So very exciting to see how the season continues to progress, especially when we get into more of these big time games. Like Marcel Reed's going to have to face a couple more really good teams. Same with Haynes King. So, and Julian Sands got Penn State and Michigan in the upcoming weeks. So hats off to them.
Yeah,
Playing good football.
Those again are your quarterbacks really what we're looking at the Heisman. But go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, Dad. I just like how y'all bring up the design run plays. Well, of course, all A&M had to do was look back to last year and just watch film about Marcel Reed just running the ball the whole game. I'm like, yo, LSU's defense is not that good when the quarterback's just running all over them. Like it's happened week after week. Look at Diego Pavia. A&M just had to watch that film really and just be like Diego Pavia, and you're gonna run all over LSU. I'm like, all A&M had to do was watch film from last year because that's exactly what Marcel Reed did last year. I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure Jalen Milroe did the same thing for Alabama.
Yeah.
All right, next up, upset alert.
Upset alert.
Yeah, and you got a lot more comments saying, wow, you picked, best game was watching LSU lose to A&M, and April said, yeah, she didn't expect me to look at Marcel Reed or bring him up. So got comments going left and right there. A lot of Aggie fans. Yeah.
Hey, can y'all do the upset alert?
I did. All right, we're ready.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Right.
Go into it, Kyle.
Because I need to go to the bathroom. But okay, we're good.
TMI. Come on now. Let's
We're
go.
in the middle of a live show.
Yeah.
It's not like we can go cut to commercial.
Right. Yeah, we don't have
That's why I said,
commercials
can you
this
cover
show.
for me? No,
Unless we get some kind of
Well,
crazy
yeah, go
sponsor
ahead.
out
I can
there.
cover for you too.
yeah, Garrett sounds better than me, anyways. He knows most of these teams, anyways.
He really's leaving. Oh man, I guess he didn't like too many of these
Yeah, he didn't
A&M
like the A&M
comments.
But yeah, so first up on the week for Week 10, we got Vanderbilt at Texas. I think this is really interesting because right now Vegas and all that have Texas favorited. I think
Yeah.
Texas has played really bad the last couple weeks, if I'm being honest. Obviously, I love my Longhorns, but offensively, they've looked terrible. Defensively,
yeah.
they played well. They played good enough to keep them in the games, but offensively is just totally struggling. When you go out on the field and have a 3-and-out constantly, and your defense is constantly
Right.
on the field,
Yep.
you're not helping the team out at all.
Oh yeah.
So Texas has to have a big week at home this week. They're finally back at home. They haven't been at DKR Royal in Austin in over a month, so that's a big deal. But this Vanderbilt team,
Yeah.
we've talked about them the last few weeks, is really good.
Well,
They have a good defense.
Well, you look at, Texas, they're the home team, and we've seen SEC teams predominantly win at home. Not every one of them. I'm not saying that'll happen just because they're at home, but it seems to give an advantage, and you'll see later that we'll show you who's favored actually in this game thus far. Vegas is saying something that this could be, an upset, and that's what it shows. So we'll go back to our next
I think this is all I was going to say is, this is a huge game for both these teams,
Yeah.
though, because, Vandy's got one loss. Texas has already got two losses, one against Ohio State, but one in SEC play. So,
Right.
Any of these, whoever loses this game is going to drop a game in the SEC race, and that's going to drop them a lot. Their season could really tank, considering both these teams have better programs coming up in the near future. So, huge stakes, I think, for Texas and Vanderbilt at this point in the season.
Yeah. In the
Anything to add about Texas and Vandy for upset alert, Kyle?
Yes. I'm just gonna say this statement right now. I know a lot of people aren't gonna like it, but I know that Vanderbilt played LSU. Yes, LSU was missing some key defensive players, but this will be the best defensive line that Vanderbilt will be playing this year. I feel like Texas defensive line is crazy good, and everybody's just gonna be like, "Oh, well, no, they're not," because they've lost so and so games. So what? I feel like this defensive line for Texas is actually really good. And
Yeah,
looking at it right now, if Taft is back this week for Texas, which he was out last week, look out for this huge upset. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Colin Simmons and Anthony Hill might be one of the best defensive end linebacker combos in the country that no one's really talking about, but them two are absolute dogs. And then, if Taft comes back, he's the quarterback of that defense. He was a huge piece, I think, that was missing last week because he comes up and makes some really big plays, really good free safeties. So, what were we going to say, Dad?
Well, Miguel's in here saying that, he says they got basically, great potential. It just seems like they're not being utilized at this point, to kind of summarize. But
offensively, there's a lot of problems.
Yeah.
There's a lot of problems offensively.
Offensively. And
there's some 5-star receivers named Ringo that's not playing great, but All
right. Well, we'll move on now to Cincinnati and Utah upset alert.
Cincinnati is on a roll right now. Really, they're 5-0 in their conference, but this Utah team, after losing to Texas Tech, I feel like they've really gotten some stuff down and gotten some stuff together for this Utah team. Because their defense, I felt like against Tech actually played really well. It's just their offense couldn't get anything going against Tech, really. But if Utah they have a great quarterback. I feel like great veteran quarterback that knows how to play the game. I feel like this Utah, and they're playing at home. I feel like could definitely be a huge shocker for Cincinnati. Have them drive all the way back on their bus, sad and stuff. I feel like Utah could definitely upset them.
Utah is, coming off a big win, and Utah, over, they're getting over the hump again. After losing that with Tech, I think Utah's starting to put it back together, so there is a good chance they can make the big upset here.
Oh yeah. Well, and game day is going to be there this week, I believe.
I
Yeah, I
believe
think
so.
game day is
Yeah.
going to Utah this week.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of
Everyone
hype with
got
this
that
game.
game.
Utah's a tough place to play. I mean, they got nothing else out there,
Yeah.
so they love watching football. They get rowdy. But yeah, like you said, Kyle, this Cincinnati team is rolling. I believe they lost the first week of the season against someone decent. Oh, they lost to Nebraska, I want to say. First week of the season. Kind of stumbled around. They weren't prepared enough for that game. But ever since that game, they've been turning it on. I mean, they've been killing teams. They beat the crap out of Iowa State, which was surprising. So this Cincinnati team's good, but yeah, they're gonna have a tough time at home at Utah. I don't know how good Utah actually is. It's hard for me to buy into Utah, but them being at home is gonna make a huge difference.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Hey,
speaking of Nebraska, let's jump into this next one. USC at Nebraska.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, well, look back to week 8 when Utah played BYU. It came down to a 3-point game
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And BYU right now being ranked close to the 10, and yeah,
yeah,
and
top
so
10.
from in between, really it's about from 7 all the way up to 20. You can see any team winning on any given Saturday, the way it is. They're so bunched up, and there's so much parity right now in the college football ranks. But and
Yeah,
Colin
especially in the
and
Big 12.
Miguel says that Cincinnati's going to be losing. They're playing in Utah, so yeah, that was something Miguel had brought up. So, and he agreed you with about Taft. So on defense, that'll be a
Yeah.
good deal. So
Yeah, but definitely the next
USC,
game. So,
go ahead.
Garrett, the
But
next game, yeah, you're already talking about with Nebraska and them.
yeah, and
You
well,
want to
I
lead us with that or no?
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, USC, Nebraska, interesting matchup here. So it's in Lincoln, Nebraska. Tough place to play again. But, I just think it's hard for me to buy into this Nebraska team. I think they've had moments where they've looked really good, and then they've had moments where they just didn't look good at all. They're definitely one of those teams that plays to the level of their competition each and every week, which is not very consistent. But USC is no different. I mean, USC lost a nail biter to Illinois. Plus, I think USC lost to Notre Dame. Yeah, they lost to a good Notre Dame team. Defensively, they were not looking they were not looking strong. So USC is one of those teams. Like, okay, offensively, they're going to be fine. They're going to score points. I don't know if
right.
Nebraska's offense is going to be able to keep up with USC's offense. But it's just with USC,
Yeah.
you never know either. I think both these teams it's going to be this is going to be a fun matchup. I think there's definitely an upset possibility for sure because I think this game could really go either way, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
Kyle?
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Hey,
Now
I don't
it's
have
time.
anything to say about that. Yeah.
And now I think it's time to go to
Yeah, let's jump into our pick.
with the big old pick'em. So we'll go with
Yeah, somehow Garrett passed dead.
yeah,
No.
right. Yeah, here we are. And there's the
Yeah.
records right now. If you see them up there. Yeah, Kyle's down 44 or 42, a little above
Okay.
500 there. And then you got Garrett there, only down by 4. Kyle's down by 10
I was like
now.
the same as last week.
Yeah,
Shit.
they were down by 5. And there I am at 54 and 32. Wow, that's looking better and better every week, Yeah, well, you have a chance this time, Garrett. I think this week's even going to be harder for the pick'ems, and so let's show you, the games to watch that we will be picking. We'll show you them, coming up here. Let's get that out of the way. I can't. Oh man, I don't have my my computer up and running right. Here we go. We'll get that out of here. So, oh man.
Yeah, so our first one.
Yeah, I thought I had all my buttons ready, but
Navy at
I had
North Texas.
I had the big one ready, so I have to go by and get everything in place and do all that stuff, So yeah, all right. So we'll get it out of here. Don't worry. Okay, now we'll go to the now we'll look at some of the games to watch here, and here they are. So,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
this is what we're going to be picking, but we also think they're good games to watch because they're actually games that will, you know, we think they'll be pretty close. So that's why I think Kyle has them in there. But we give the put everything in there, you know, and these are the games to watch. So there they are with the times and everything there. All right. Now, let's get back to business. Yeah. And we'll see if we can.
Let's get to rolling.
Let's get to rolling. Let's see if we have it. Let's see if we have it all ready. There we go. Navy
All
and
right,
North
Garrett.
Texas.
Since you're the closest.
Yeah,
All
you're the
right.
closest.
You know, I love Navy. I love rooting for Navy each week, but I'm gonna go with. I like North Texas. I love their offense. I like that they're in Denton. They're not too far from here. So, yeah, give me North Texas. I know a few people that went there, so give me
Yeah.
North Texas for the win. Gives Navy their first
Right.
loss. Go ahead, Kyle.
Good then. Good. I'm glad you picked them.
Yep.
I
It's
like
in
this.
Denton.
No one's talking about Navy because they're undefeated right now. People have them maybe making the playoffs, which I don't know if I believe, but they could get that last spot if they go undefeated.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm
they
pretty
So
win the
sure
American. They're in.
yeah,
they have to
yeah.
beat Notre Dame, right? Or do they not play them this year?
Oh, I
I'll
don't
have
know.
to. You have to pull up their schedule and take a
Well, they got
look.
to
Or am
beat
I wrong
Memphis
then?
or
Yeah,
USF
yeah.
Yes, but
and
I for sure
Tulane.
have Navy. I have Navy winning this game for sure. I like Navy. This is the only time I'll root against the Texas. Well, there's a couple Texas teams I don't root for, but but yeah, I'm gonna pick against Texas or North Texas, and I'm gonna go Navy.
All right, I got you. Well, this is to me, it's a toss-up. So I'm looking at, you know, North Texas. I think the one loss to South Florida. I think that you know it's not indicative of how well North Texas is playing right now, and so I'm gonna stick with North Texas on this one. I think they're gonna it'll be looked at as somewhat of an upset, but I still think that North Texas has a very good team and their quarterback firing on all cylinders.
Oh yeah.
Hey, if Dad picks the Texas school, hey, they win. Last week he picks against them, and then Houston won, and Garrett called that one.
Oh
Dad
yeah,
didn't.
yeah, that's
Hey.
right. That's exactly
Yeah, Dad,
right.
we need to
So,
be on opposite pages and me getting this stuff right.
yeah. Well, we'll see. I got if I picked everyone the same as you, we'd have the same record.
I know that's not helping me
I'll
out at
stay
all.
ahead.
This one's a toss up.
All right. So this one coming in.
Oh, I just had it.
Yep. So
Hey,
we got Arizona State and Iowa State.
Kyle, do you know Sam Levitt's playing?
That's what
'Cause
I'm looking
if
at
I'm
right
not
now.
mistaken, I was gonna say
No,
if I'm not mistaken, I think he had an injury
Yeah.
last week
And
against
they
Houston.
said out. They said out undisclosed on Tuesday, October 28th. So yesterday they had
yeah.
it updated,
And well,
Man,
saying
that
he's
makes it
out.
tougher
so still got
in my opinion,
and
yeah, I was just gonna
Will
say
not take
Iowa
the
State
field.
looked rough last week.
yeah.
Iowa State is not looking good right now. They're on the down, like they're kind of on this downhill slope. But Arizona State has started looking better. Lost to Houston last week, and now if Sam Levitt's not playing, they're not looking good either. You talk
Right.
about a toss up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll make my pick. I'm gonna give me the Cyclones at home, getting a win.
Yeah.
11 o'clock win. Ugly game,
Yeah.
low scoring, defensive
Hey,
battle.
Yeah. So
I'm glad
that's
you said
yeah.
it because, hey, I felt like Iowa State kept up with BYU if we were talking only the first half. Iowa State looked
Yeah,
good
first
Oh
half.
with
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
BYU. Yeah, but still,
Yeah,
they
but they
looked
gotta play
decent
4
against
quarters.
them.
Yeah.
Okay, but
They
still,
look
they
rough
looked
in the
good
second
against
half.
them.
That's for sure.
I don't know.
Who you got,
Come on,
Kyle?
Kyle. You got to take one. And
Arizona State's a good team. I got Arizona State.
Miguel took North Texas the one before, and he's taking Iowa State here. So, all right, who did you pick, Kyle? I didn't hear you.
Arizona State.
Okay, All right. So you're gonna pick Arizona State.
Crap, I don't even look if Tyson's back.
I'm at a toss up, and I think if Arizona State, yeah, I mean Arizona State is not, 100% for this game. I think Iowa State's got enough. And wow, according to what I'm seeing here, is that Iowa State's favored right now. By 7.5, and yeah, I
Dang.
I
mean,
don't know how
Talk
they're
about super dog pick.
yeah, I mean, this is close, but I'm sticking with. And Garrett, I'm not doing this on purpose, but I'm sticking with the home team. I'm going with Iowa State on this one as well. So
Dang.
that's that's where I'm at. And then dun, 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 dun. And then next up, for yeah, this is a fun one, right?
All right, Kyle, you gonna lead us off?
Holy crap! Oh yeah, I can lead you off with something interesting. One, two, three. Miami has 3 tight ends that are hurt or that are
Oh wow.
questionable for this week. Isn't that your whole roster of tight ends almost?
They got a couple more
God, how
back
many
there,
do
I'm
they
sure.
have? This isn't hey, Garrett, this
Enough.
isn't Iowa. Or one of those schools that have a bunch of tight ends. God dang.
Yeah, yeah. So
Who do you
Yeah, I was
got,
like, I'm
Kyle?
just gonna go look at their injury report just to look at it. But definitely playing at SMU. I still think Miami's really good. They're still a well put team. I feel like Carson Beck has just had some rough times. I feel like, but he's gonna straighten it out. I got Miami winning this game, close. Or I have them winning by 2 touchdowns at least.
okay,
Dad?
yeah. I mean, this one, yeah, intrigues me. I think it's just a fun game to watch. I mean, right now Miami's favored by 12.5, and I really think Miami is that much better than SMU, and so I think SMU is going to have to really bring it in this game. And I see SMU is so inconsistent this year. They don't have the consistency that we saw better last year. And I mean, they had a lot of comeback games last year too, if you remember. But I think this one is a. It's not a slam dunk by no means. Don't get me wrong. I think this is going to be a fun game, but I'm going to go with the the U there.
Yeah, I mean, watching SMU, I pull for SMU every week, and God, man, you talk about stressful games. They love making it interesting, that's for sure. Last week, losing to Wake Forest, that was a terrible experience. They should have won that dang game. I was not happy with that one at all. But I don't know if Miami's played at 11 o'clock this year. I don't know if
Yeah.
they've had 11 a.m. start time. And now that they're in Dallas, and the way Carson Beck played the last time we saw him, I think they had a bye since then. I'm taking SMU on the upset.
Oh wow.
Just give me SMU on the upset. That's my one upset of the week. Hail Mary. I'm hoping it sticks. Maybe I can get a W. But 11 o'clock game in Dallas kind of scares me for Miami. But maybe SMU figures something out this week. Their defensive line's not bad. Their pass defense is questionable, but there's a chance they can get a few sacks on Carson Beck and win it.
Yep. All right. The next one up.
Oh yeah, I put this one on here.
Yeah,
I put
this
this
is-
one on here.
Came out of nowhere, right? But Boise State, looking pretty good there. So I was waiting for y'all. Yeah, I mean Boise
The
State.
first week, I felt like Boise State. I forgot who they played, but they got killed or
South Florida.
it was bad.
South Florida.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, wasn't
South
it
Florida beat the dog. Yeah, South Florida beat the dog crap out of them.
Oh yeah, their quarterback tore him up. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, I felt like this could be really a decent game. I felt like I don't think Fresno State is that bad at all, really, than what they're really showing. But I might be wrong. But I'm gonna go with Boise State just because last year their record and how good they did. I got Boise State winning this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think Boise State's a decent or a good football team. I don't know if they're gonna have a chance to make the playoffs like they did last year. But after beating UNLV, which was the team I thought that was gonna have a chance of making the playoffs,
Yeah.
Las Vegas, but they beat them handily and really easily. So because of that win, and I think Boise is just a better team than Fresno. I'll take Boise.
And I'm looking at the fact that Boise State right now is undefeated in there in the Mountain West, and after beating UNLV, Garrett, I have to agree. I'm right there with you. But I think Fresno State is again. I'm saying this again, but they're up and down, man. They're just all over the place. You don't know what team you're going to get. Very inconsistent. Their defense doesn't make the stops when they should, and so I'm going to stick with I'm going to go with Boise State on this one.
All right.
All right, good pick. Good pick.
Yeah, good pick. All right.
Heck, all right. I'll lead us off with this next one. What do we got? Virginia and Cal. So Virginia's escaped the last 2 weeks, barely winning the last 2 weeks. They got the big upset over Florida State. They're undefeated in the ACC, 7-1, but they got to travel all the way across the country to California. California is not a fun place to play at. They are known for their upsets. Huge home field advantage for Cal. Give me Cal in Berkeley to upset Virginia.
Yeah.
I want the upset. Give me Cal. We're catching up this week.
Yeah.
I'm feeling lucky.
Yeah. All right. Give you Cal. Feeling upset.
Cal.
Hey, all I gotta say is, Garrett, I might be with you on this one. Hey, cause you know it, right? Hey, you know it. You tell the story. Tell the whole damn world this is Bear territory.
All right, nice, good, Kyle. There you go.
So you go? Is that your pick, Kyle?
Yeah, just because I like the chant. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go against the grain because I think Virginia is going to be just that team that Garrett mentioned. They've been, playing by the seat of their pants, man, just hanging on. And, we've seen other teams do that. We've seen Alabama do that already. I mean, look what Alabama had to deal with South Carolina. I mean, and that's not the only week they had to deal with it, So I think that Virginia is going to be that team. I'm taking Virginia on this one.
Hey, do y'all think Virginia can maybe sneak a spot in, though, to the playoffs, maybe, if they went out?
If they're undefeated in the ACC, yeah.
Yeah, I think that could be a possibility. But not, it's a minor, slight possibility, I should say. All right.
I have to play Miami at one point, possibly.
All right.
Okay. OU at Tennessee.
And we have
easy pick for me. Easy pick for me. If it's not Tallahassee. It's in Knoxville. Tennessee at home. Oklahoma looked rough last week. They looked rough the week before, if you ask me. I just don't think Oklahoma's all that great. I don't even like Oklahoma. I just think Tennessee's offense is a little bit better. I think they'll score a few more touchdowns, just like Ole Miss did. But give me Tennessee at home.
Oh, wow.
Good old Rocky Top.
Yeah, we've sang that many times here, and sometimes it didn't work out. Right?
All right, Garrett, good pick. I'll make it short and sweet. I'm going with Tennessee at home. I don't think this Oklahoma team is that healthy, and I don't think they're playing at a high enough level for Tennessee. I got Tennessee winning.
Gotcha. And I also got some comments on YouTube, too, about Tyson, a top receiver for Arizona State's out. So,
yeah, that's a big hit. I kind of forgot about that one. That's another reason why they lost last week, probably.
They had him at questionable last time I looked. But because
his
hamstring.
Yeah. So we'll.
He'll probably be out.
How that plays out. So we might have made the right pick, So we'll see. I'm big about SEC's home teams, but I think this is going to be a real fun game. I mean, if you want good games, this is going to end up being a good game. I just don't see, Oklahoma being able to beat Tennessee at home this week. I just don't think Oklahoma has that I mean, they just don't have enough to make it. I mean, look how they played Texas. I mean, and that was at a
Yeah.
neutral site, and I mean, they just haven't been playing up to the old Oklahoma standards. So I'm sticking with the y'all guys on this one.
Plus, I mean, yeah, it's a night game, and it's a night game at in Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee's got a big advantage, I think. Oh yeah, we talked about this game a little bit. USC, Nebraska.
Yeah, on the upset
Oh, yeah.
alert. If you think Nebraska's going to upset them, I think this is a toss-up too. So in the Big Ten, SEC, I mean USC. I'm sorry, USC looks good, and Nebraska is it doesn't look great even in their wins. So this is a tough one. But I'm gonna take the favorite team, and I'm going with. Um, USC.
It's a good pick.
Kyle.
It's a really good pick, I think. Everybody's saying USC definitely has a Heisman quarterback sitting back there. I've been hyping him up every week. I really like watching this kid. But Nebraska got themselves a veteran quarterback that may not be at a high level as he is, but I feel like Nebraska's home crowd. I've been saying this every week though, and I've been pulling for Nebraska to actually win a game. Nebraska might bounce back and actually get ranked again if they win this game, maybe. But I got Nebraska winning this game on a slim, like barely, like maybe by 3 points, by a field goal for sure.
Overtime. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and Miguel says, hey, the next pick would be, you know, which head coach will be fired? Who's the next head coach? So
Who's
that
the
is
next
good.
victim?
Yeah. Yep. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's a good question. I know what isn't it Hugh Freeze at Auburn? He's sitting on a hot seat right now. There's a good bit of coaches on the hot seat right now. Anyways, USC, Nebraska. I think this is a toss-up, close game. Going to come down to the wire for sure. It's going to come down to who's going to make the big play in the fourth quarter that wins them the game. I just think USC's got a better offense, and I think they're going to make more big plays than Nebraska will be able to. I think Dylan Raiola, he's a decent quarterback. I just think he makes a few too many inconsistent bad plays, bad decisions. But yeah, give me USC in a close one.
All right.
Even though they got to travel to Nebraska, I think they'll win in a close one.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all right. So let's go.
Man, this next game, man.
The next game. We have
There's
another one?
another toss-up, man.
Yeah.
Tough
No,
one here.
this game is definitely some story time horror. God dang, this thing is late.
Yeah,
Oh,
9:15
yeah,
p.m.
9:15.
our time, and that means
That's
yeah,
so late.
Yeah, it's 7:15 in Utah
yeah.
when they start. So
Look on the East Coast, yeah, 10:15.
that's what
So
I'm talking.
yeah, and
What?
Cincinnati's
Oh,
that's Cincinnati's fans. They have to be up at 10:15 at night.
yeah. Yeah. They'll be up past midnight watching that one, which they should because this is going to be a
Right.
tough matchup, And I think the home field advantage, like we talked about earlier, big plays a big part into this. I just think Cincinnati's a better team, but I think Utah and the home field advantage, they're going to come out swinging, they're going to play better and keep it close. But I think Cincinnati finds a way to win towards the end.
Oh, okay.
For Tech fans, I hope not, but I think Cincinnati wins this game.
All right. Well,
Okay.
yeah, I'm
Yeah, go ahead,
I'm
Dad.
telling you that uh, again, like you said, this is a toss-up. I think Cincinnati is a good team, and they have weapons that can be used, especially on offense. And I'm not going to pick them though. I'm going to go with Utah and see if either Garrett
Man, I
shorten
got a
that
chance
gap
to catch
for
you
him.
this week, but dang.
But I'm going with Utah at home, and I think Utah's put it together, is what I said earlier, and that's what I believe.
Kyle?
Kyle?
Good pick. Good pick. Good pick. I really like Utah's quarterback, Damper. Damper's a good quarterback, I feel like. He's been doing a phenomenal job. But this quarterback from Cincinnati's only had one interception all year. God, and they've been winning. They've been winning some games now. Oh, this is such a hard pick. I got I got Cincinnati
Yeah.
winning this game just because he doesn't turn the ball over much as a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, right now with the point spread, even though Utah is favored by 10.5, I think that's going to drop
I think that'll
by the
change.
time
Yeah, I was gonna say that
it's
one's
going
got
to
to
close.
change by
Yeah,
Saturday.
yep. I don't see that happening.
All right, game of the week, baby.
Yeah, are we going to the game of the week? Oh, really? Is it that time? Oh, wow. So
Heck yeah.
here's the game of the week.
You know you love it.
Vandy in Texas, and right now they have Texas favored by 2.5, and that has to be all home team, there. So I think you look at these two, and I mean, I think they're closely matched. They both have a loss in the SEC. So, like Garrett said earlier, this is going to be the game that is going to either take them closer to where they need to be. And Vandy, we'll talk about it more, but they're still Vandy, so they'll come back.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I mean,
Yeah.
all I wanted to say was like, you look at this matchup and it's like Texas, Texas is a blue blood of football. They've been a dominant program for decades, centuries. One of the best programs in college football history. And then you got Vandy, who has done absolutely nothing in college football history. This is one of the best seasons they've ever had.
Right.
So I think it's a really interesting matchup. You talked about that one loss to both these teams, and yeah, do or die moment for sure for both of these teams. And yeah, am I gonna go ahead and go first?
Yeah,
I mean,
go
I got
ahead.
a lot. I got lots to say about this game.
Yeah, Cooper Newman
But-
saying he's saying Vandy. You know why? Yeah, he's that Aggie.
Oh
man,
yeah, he's
so.
an Aggie. Yeah. I think Diego Pavier's played really well this season. He's made the big time plays and the big time moments. And, even if you watch the film last year against Texas, he played really well. He made some really big plays. Texas had a hard time, especially with him running the ball, taking off and running the ball. Texas defense struggled a little bit last year against that. I think they're going to come in a little bit more prepared. I think this Texas defense is good. It's legit. It's going to keep them in this game. The question is going to be, is Texas' offense going to be able to score this week? I don't even know if Arch Manning is going to play. I think he was entering concussion protocol last weekend. So we might even see a whole new system, whole new quarterback. One thing I do trust and I do think is Sarkisian is a dang good coach, and I think he's going to be able to get this offense ready. Now, it's all about execution. So, and Vanderbilt's defense is good. Vanderbilt held Alabama to a low amount of points.
Yeah.
So it's a tough matchup, huge matchup. But the fact that they're back at home for the first time in a month, and Texas absolutely needs to win. They will find a way to win this game. Give me the Longhorns, baby. Hook 'em. Wait, where am I? Yeah, hook 'em, baby.
Hook 'em.
I even got a Texas shirt on.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll see
Yeah.
it, but
Kyle, we don't
Anyways.
have to know what you have to say about this, but we'll let you say your thing because you got all this cow stuff on. I mean, what's up with that?
What?
huh?
yeah, you got the cow costume. It's Halloween season, man.
Yeah, freaks come out at night.
Got Halloween this weekend, and
Freaks come out. All right, Kyle, what's your take on this game, man?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be really sad if Arch Manning doesn't play. For sure, they need a good leader like that. But they have a good leader to fill his shoes. They got the transfer Matthew Caldwell, redshirt senior, for the backup quarterback for Arch Manning. He is a senior, so he has some experience. He isn't coming off of nothing. He has some experience to be a senior, really. But if this kid could
Yeah,
definitely
where's he
step
playing?
up, we saw him in overtime, really, for Texas to pull off the win. God, they played horribly though. To pull off the win against Mississippi State at Mississippi State, but Arch Manning was not expecting the crowd to be that loud either, though. It felt like because those cowbells were ringing.
Right.
They were ringing really loud. It
Yeah.
seemed like.
It
definitely had
was.
some false starts that hurt him.
Yep.
Definitely if Livingston stays healthy this game and does a great job, because that is usually their number one target. Arch Manning's number one target, really. But they need the other wide receivers to step up this game. The defense, I don't feel like is any much problems as long as most of the defensive players are back and healthy. Really, like Michael Taft needs to come back this week for sure.
Right.
He's definitely our key. He's our captain. I'm pretty sure of that defense, but he definitely needs to step up. But I got Texas pulling off a huge upset for Vanderbilt to lose this game. Really, I like Texas winning this game at home. I feel like we got some key players coming back off the injury list that can definitely help them in this game. As long as these big time wide receivers make some big time plays, really.
Yeah. And this is, to me, it's still a tough pick because there's a part of me that wants to go with Vandy because Vandy's got that, that grit and that, the ability to finish games and win it when they need to, make the big plays. When it's really critical, they make the play that matters. And that's what we've seen Vandy do time and time. I mean, against Mizzou, it was such a tight game, a 17-10 game, and I mean Vandy made the plays when they had to, and that's what I like about Vandy. But Sarkisian, and Nick Saban even said it, is that he has a really good way of dissecting and understanding defenses and getting his team to read defenses well and makes really good adjustments. We may not have seen those adjustments take place until the fourth quarter last week, when Texas gets 17 unanswered points. I think that, with Vanderbilt, coming into Texas, and I agree with Vegas on this one that, Texas is going to win it, but only, I mean, it's going to be a tight game. If we don't see another overtime game, I'll be kind of surprised. It may be who gets the ball last. Yeah, who gets the ball last to kick a field goal and get down the field, and I hope that Texas defense can play much better than it did last week. And so I'm going to stick with Texas right down the road from me, right here in San Marcos. So, and you know what? I didn't even think about it, but I didn't even have you guys y'all's little box come up. Let's see if I can get it to come up. Right? Yeah, I don't. Think
the only thing I would say, I think Texas wins this game if they find a way to run the ball this week. If their offensive line plays better and they're able to run the ball like they did against Oklahoma, they'll win this game. I think that's going to be the really, really deciding factor in this football game. Is if Texas can run the ball, they'll win. If they can't, they're going to really struggle, like they did last week.
Right.
And against Kentucky.
Yeah, so. I think, that Texas is just, not polished team, and there's no doubt they're struggling a little bit, but you never know how this thing will play out, and each one coming with a big loss. They're not. Who loses this is, they're looking at a good bowl, but not a great bowl. Whoever loses this is probably looking at not being in the playoffs. That's what I think. So,
I love how we're talking so bad about Texas, but they're still 6-2 and 3-1. So it's still not over yet. There's still plenty of hope.
Yeah.
But
they got.
We just have such high expectations.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. That's definitely true. So
amount of talent and skills they got on that team, they need to play better.
Yeah, and so real quick, we'll show the games to watch again and all, and so we'll show those again, show the times, and show the records right now, and so those are the games we picked on. So now coming back here, let's see, bring it in. Yeah, that's me. Kyle and Garrett. Yeah. So, I'm looking forward to, again, another big Saturday. I can't go without watching game day. I can't go without, watching some college football. It's just something you got to have. And thanks for those people that commented. And
I was like, is there any more comments?
Yeah, Miguel says he has a lot of fact into this, and he said it's a home game, and like I said, for that reason he likes the offense and them understanding the Vanderbilt game plan. So he had a lot to say. It's a long comment, but we appreciate it. That's for
Miguel
sure.
loves Texas.
He said that Texas can win.
My boy.
Who's the
That's
coming
my
down
boy.
to give me the? He's going to say, "Give me Texas." At the end of all that, and a good, I think we had some good comments and good picks. Cooper Newman had made quite a few comments, so go back and check on them as well. We'll try to get Kyle to go back and respond to some of the comments. But thanks for watching, and I'll try to get the social bug up where I can put the comments up. I have a program that could do that. It just takes me a little bit to get that set up too, but hey, we appreciate it, and we try to run some other events that's going on as well with the sports ticker down there from some of the big boys, like ESPN and Fox and CBS and some of the others.
Bigger events. Well, here.
Yeah.
I can tell you all about a big event that happened tonight.
Okay, what's that?
No, y'all don't really care about women's soccer, but the USA team killed New Zealand 6-0. It just happened.
Oh, wow.
They just dominated them.
Wow. Well, if you want to see a good high school football game, tune in Friday, and you'll be at 6:45. Watch Coach Hill's show on the Navarro Panther Network. It's Navarro versus Lago Vista for Erwin Lee Field's send-off. It'll be the formerly the last game of the season, but possibly the last varsity game football played at Erwin Lee Field. So, at Navarro, it's a big deal. Yeah, I mean, all three of us played on that field. Me back in the 80s.
Never lost there.
Yeah. Me back in the 70s and 80s, and you guys in the teens here.
Hey, I never lost there either.
Kyle, yeah. Kyle had an.
You lost on JV.
Yeah, you had an
undefeated.
On
JV, didn't you, or something?
Yeah. No, well, but 2019.
Oh, okay, that doesn't count.
Yeah. 2019.
I didn't lose from 7th grade to end of my career. I never lost there.
Well, Kyle, 2019, you had the last undefeated regular season. Garrett, you had you had 2016. You had an undefeated regular season as a junior and senior. You only lost one game, and so
sophomore year we had an undefeated season as well.
Yeah, and sophomore year, so in 2015. So there's some history there. And all, even a dog crossing the field and during a junior high game, because there was no fences, and the dog comes on the field, and we had a kickoff return, and a guy named Danny Gaitan has to jump over the dog and continue on and get into the end zone. Hey, those are some of the memories of Erwin Lee Field. So, yeah. Hey, not only did he have to deal with defenders, he had to deal with dogs too. So, yeah. Anyways, but that was like the days when you just put, hey, let's mow the field and let's go play out there. But yeah, it was great. And Erwin and Lee, a coach and an ag teacher, both go up to put up a goalpost, and they both sacrificed actually their lives in that situation where. Magnetic field close enough to electric line, but didn't touch it. It was about 4 to 5, 6 feet away, something like that, and it actually arced and electrocuted him, and that's why we call it Erwin Lee Field. So, God bless everybody, and we'll kind of let you go, and we'll be back for Week 11 next week, Wednesday around 8:30, and then we'll be having fun and enjoying this. And we appreciate Miguel and Cooper Newman, and April and Dustin all commenting on the comments.
Kaylee Dieter.
Yeah, and Kaylee Dieter. So we appreciate it. And guys, say your goodbyes.
Bye. Like and subscribe.
Have a good one.
Right. Well, as we say, adios, aloha, maskut, na wiedersehen. We'll be back next week, and thanks for joining. Again, subscribe and like Kyle said. So we're out of here.